Hey, it's me. Boo.
Eh.
It is officially pumpkin season.
Got something in my eye.
I figured since pumpkins are in the air, not really, they're just, everywhere. Why not paint on pumpkins?
Cool story.
I did paint a pumpkin last year, but I didn't actually make it a part of a video. Now, I could paint on real pumpkins. Good idea. The problem with real pumpkins is they rot and they stink. I threw away my pumpkin last year and I didn't even really know how far gone it was until I picked it up and dropped it, and it exploded with the nastiest gunk that I've ever seen. For me, it's just kind of like demotivating to be painting on something that I know is going to die that way. So I thought this year, let's not paint on this time bomb solution. Come on, guys. I got some lovely pumpkins. Fake. I can use it year over year for fall decor, and it's never going to rot on me and be disgusting. I got quite a few of these. Oh, look at this one. Chunky. These are actually pumpkins that I bought last year to paint on, and then I realized too late that it was too late. So they've been sitting in storage for a year. This one got a little boo-boo. So we'll see. Maybe these will be in the mix, maybe not. Also have these mini ones from last year as well. I think it's fair to say I've got enough pumpkins here to paint. So let's get busy. Yes, pumpkins and Halloween. Woo, boo. What is that? Don't do that. I know spooky and scary isn't typically my aesthetic. Well, not intentionally. But I was thinking maybe I should at least make a small effort to do something in the realm of spookishness. So, let's see. Spooky. Well, what kind of examples do we have here? Spiders, stuff, okay. Let's just cut this tag off. It's stuck in the pumpkin. That's annoying. I am noticing that this pumpkin is
slippery smooth.
So I'm gonna grab some sandpaper and just rough it up just a little bit to prepare it for paint. These are supposed to be craft pumpkins. You'd think they would consider making the surface paintable. But hey, maybe that's me expecting too much. I don't know. Oh, and I found a sticker. Ooh. Let me peel that off. It's actually really pretty. Holographic.
Wow.
I just stuck my gum in it. Now, for my design, I feel like there is something missing on the top, so I'm gonna grab some air dry clay. I've almost used this entire package. I'm doing so good. I'm gonna grab a hunk of that and start messing around with it. I am forming an ear. Stick it on there. It's a beautiful ear. Let's add another. There we go. Got those on pretty nice. I'll just let that dry for about 24 hours. Look at that. Time flies. The ears are nice and solid, and this pumpkin looks like it was made to wear these ears. So in case you didn't realize, I'm going for like a pumpkin cat. It's not just a pumpkin with ears. It's a cat. I went with a cat because I was trying to think of an idea for what to make this pumpkin into, and I thought back to last fall. Jordan and I decided to carve pumpkins. No makeup, hair's a mess, awkward as anything, but rockin' that Georgie sweatshirt. We each had one pumpkin to work on, and we immediately got to work on our own designs, and then we realized about halfway that we had both chosen to carve cats. We also both kind of struggled to figure out how to do the ears. I tried carving in the ears, but it doesn't really work because the ears are on its face, and Jordan just left them out entirely, but then the cat has no ears. So I decided to revive the cat concept, but this time resolve the dilemma of the ears.
Interesting stuff.
Now for the face. Oh, don't look, there it goes. I'm just gonna sketch out the face, and I'll start adding some little blush. That looks whack. Switching to red. Oh boy, that looks less like rosy cheeks, more like cheeks have been ripped off. There's blood everywhere. I know I said I was gonna try spooky, but not this way.
It was never supposed to happen like this.
Let me try this again. I'm gonna blend it out, smooth things over a bit. Oof, yeah, that's better. Okay, so for the eyes, I'm going to paint some nice, large, spooked eyes. Ooh. Boo, are you scared yet? No. And here's where I realized one of the eyes is just a tad bit bigger than the other one. Uh-oh. Just kidding. I did make one eye much larger on purpose. I thought that one big bug eye would look spooky, and I'm gonna make that eye bright green. I am using Poscas, but I was also trying to get a blendy look, which is not that easy with Poscas, but I just didn't feel like mixing up 3 different colors of paint for one eyeball, so I'm just doing it this way. The other eye, I'm gonna do something really scary. It's a dead eye. Oh, avert your eyes. Hide the children. Well, you know, I'm trying, okay? Let's finish out the outline of the rest of the facial features. There we go. I'm gonna add a little bit more detail to this eye. I want it to be very haunting. And then next, I'm gonna add some yucky stuff oozing out of its face. And I don't understand why. I could have made this, you know,
Blood.
but I'm sorry, I'm just not ready for that. So I just went with some nice bright green glowing goo. I don't know what it means. I wouldn't say I achieved scary. Does it scare you? Because I think it's kind of cute. And she kind of reminds me of someone. It's Winifred. This is totally Winifred. It's Winifred in a new form.
Winnie, what happened to your eye, honey?
I actually really like it though. I think it's cute. Okay, moving on to the next pumpkin. This big boy. And look at that. I just plucked the tag out of that one real easy. Okay, sand that up a bit. That feels nice and ready. Pull that little sticker off. I'm moving away from the spooky thing now. Clearly, I've already mastered that. I've sketched on some nice loose squares all over the pumpkin, and I'm gonna get out my custom mixed acrylic paints. I have all of these colors left over from past projects, and I really need to use these before they go chunky. And this is perfect. Ooh, got a little eager there. This is a great opportunity to use up all of my leftover colors because I want this to look like a totally random selection of different colors just all thrown together. I'm going for like a patchwork look, not a pumpkin patch, but a pumpkin of patch. Is as if the pumpkin is kind of like quilted. I'm just going to continue going around, filling the entire pumpkin with different colors on each patch. Got all the colors roughed in. Now watch this. Boom. Cleaned up, got another couple coats over all of that, and we are ready for the excitement. So not only is each patch gonna have a different color, but they will each have a completely unique pattern on every single one. Of course, the very first one that I make is the rainbow patch, possibly the most special of all the patches, and it's stinking cute. Moving on to the next one. Now, did I realize at this point what I had committed to by deciding to fill this entire pumpkin with like 30 unique patterns? No, I didn't. I was blissfully unaware. Look at me, just taking my sweet old time, making this pattern, not a care in the world. You fool! I love this black and white dot one though. It's so cool. Also,
I need to pick up the pace.
so here's where I decided I'm gonna make sure to throw in some simple patterns as well. You know, let's do some good old rainbow stripes real quick and easy. I changed the red to pink because I realized I used pink in the first rainbow and I wanted consistency, but all the rules eventually went out the window and down the toilet. Yeah, that's right, both. I started on this little green patch. Then I thought, let me take a look at this last one again. I added an outline. Girl, you're scaring me. You gotta move on. Now is not the time to fixate on tiny details. Okay, back to the strawberries. This may be one of the smallest patches on the pumpkin, but it's definitely one of my favorites. So cute. Okay, next. Now, I will say that I really enjoyed the process of making this pumpkin. Mostly. The misery definitely didn't start until much later. And I think I had so much fun with it because I really didn't do any planning. I wanted it to look truly random. So I just totally made this up as I went. Love the some outlined, some not look. Moving on to some cherries. One thing that was slightly annoying is that because I wasn't planning it or sketching it in advance, I kept creating slightly awkward spacing.
It's not perfect and I don't like it.
Let's say it's part of its charm. The cherry patch was inspired by the strawberry one, but it's less good. Still cute though. I also did try to incorporate quite a few black and white patterns to kind of bite through that color, just because if everything is super colorful, it kind of just mushes into a sea of color. But then if you throw in some black and white in there, then you have created true chaos. This one almost looks like black and white sprinkles, which reminds me. Sprinkle patch. Oh, while I move on to the next couple of patches, this is the perfect time to mention that this year's Halloween merchandise is out and available on my store. I have 3 new designs this year, including the one that I'm sporting in the intro. The link is in the description if you want to check those out. Speaking of what's in the intro, some of you have been confused about why I had this whole video a couple weeks ago packing up my old art room. I said I was moving, and then since then I've just been right back in my old art room. Well, this is my new art room. Can't you tell the difference? I mean, they're so completely and totally different. Okay, so yeah, that's right, all that drama over moving, and I essentially have the same background. But, as I've mentioned before, the rest of the room is in fact very different than it was before. I will do a tour of it. Some of you are politely harassing me about it. I promise I will show you it. I just need a few more weeks to get everything set up, so please be patient. Okay, back to the pumpkin. I've made this flower patch that I absolutely hate. Oh, it is so ugly. Oh, that's just making it worse. It looks like spiders and snakes. I hate it.
I cannot emphasize that enough.
It needs to go. Well, while we're waiting for that mess to dry, let me head on over to the neighbor and see what we can do.
Howdy, neighbor.
I couldn't decide which style of watermelon to make, so I made both. Oh, this is ready. Go over that again. All right, back to the watermelons. And then again with this, and then the watermelons. I'm getting dizzy. Let's finish those up. And I did end up doing a black and white floral patch on that purple again, but just did it a little bit differently. It's still not my favorite, but you know, I was just striving for not hideous this time, and I think I've achieved that.
I'm just very talented.
I went on to this drip patch, which is kind of different. I mean, not different from me. I do rainbow drips all the time, but it's definitely not the traditional look for a quilt patch. It looks more like not a quilt patch. And this is the point where I'm like, okay, I've been working on this all day. It's time to do some simpler patterns. So hearts, yes, cute. Little triangle banner, aw, amazing. And now I have made my way down to the bottom of the pumpkin. So these patterns are going to be much less visible. So we definitely don't need to do anything super crazy down here. Do you hear me? We can simplify. This was like 2 o'clock in the morning, and I needed to stop, but I had put so much work into this freaking pumpkin at this point. So I tried my best to finish this out strong. Apparently my idea of finishing out strong is these beans or amoeba. What is that? This is my brain at 3 in the morning. Finally, each and every patch is filled with its own unique pattern, and boy, what a feat that was. To finish off the design and really create that patchwork look, I'm gonna outline each patch and then draw little stitches every so often to make it look like they're all sewn together. And that really made a huge difference in the look of it. Oh my gosh, it's so good! It's so good! I didn't draw a pattern on the very bottom patch. Don't come at me. It's the base, and it's a solid color. We want the base to be solid because it's 3 o'clock in the morning, okay? And then it was done. And oh my gosh. I mean, this is a look, okay? It's a huge, chaotic clash of random patterns and colors. Definitely not everyone's style. This is the type of thing that people might describe as like rainbow barf.
Or, oh, it hurts my eyes.
But personally, I love it. I think it just looks so fun and wild. And now... Ow. Oh gosh. Sorry, I just had to die for a second. Now the last pumpkin I'm going to do. I actually chose one of the mini ones that I've had since last year. So I grabbed some tan paint. I'm going to paint the entire pumpkin one solid color. If I can hold on to it long enough, that's okay. That's good. Just finishing that off. Now, how do I put this down to dry? Didn't think that through. Well, I did figure that out, and now I'm gonna throw on a second coat. Beautiful, looking swell. I am gonna repaint this stem with a lighter brown to give it more of like a cutesy look. And then I noticed there's this gap under the stem that is unacceptable. So I tried to just like shove some paint into that crevice, and it actually worked. Problem solved. Now for Puffy Paint. I'm going to do something so predictable, so basic, it's not even funny. I'm gonna add some pink drippiness, like sauce all over the top of this pumpkin.
Ooh, yummy.
And then I'll just toss out some good sprinkles because this is gonna be a dessert pumpkin, of course. But I just had to do it. It took a small fraction of the time as the other two pumpkins, but I still like it. All right, that's all my pumpkins done. I love how different they each turned out, and I'm just so happy with the bunch of them. I'll definitely do this next year if you guys want me to. Best part, these pumpkins will not be rotting and exploding with nasty goo. Thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you next week. Bye.